All right, all right, all right. Happy New Year, everybody. Who's ready to run? Who's ready to run? So here in Memphis, we have black-eyed peas and cornbread. I don't know about the rest of the country. Y'all seem to have really weird stuff. Y'all think ours is weird. We think yours is weird. Either way, black-eyed peas mean good luck and money. So here in the South, that's what we do. So thank you guys so much for jumping on here. This is being recorded so that we can get it out to the folks who couldn't be with us right now. And we're basically just going to jumpstart the run. I can tell you that I started filling out my tracker today, followed up with three people, and I got 2 new Facebook friends. So I'm already working that tracker system, and Lisa's going to go over that with us in a minute. And then we're going to have a few testimonies on the importance of a 90-day run. If you've never done a 90-day run, that is quite all right. Boy, are you lucky that this is going to be the first one you've ever done. You really hit the jackpot because this is going to be off the chain. And so congratulations to you. But I don't want you to, for 1 second, feel like you're the underdog. Because you've never done a 90-day run. Do not hesitate to reach out with questions or concerns or things like that. We're doing this for you and to help move your needle, to move the needle in your business and to move that ball down the field. So I just want to say that firsthand is that don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed that this is your first run. Everybody had to start somewhere. So I just don't want you guys to feel that way. So anyway, Lisa, you there? Take it away.
There we go. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm getting an echo. Are you guys getting an echo?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's weird. Now you're muted and I can't hear you. All right. So, you guys, Happy New Year. I don't know what black-eyed peas are, not gonna lie. Like, we don't eat those in Philadelphia, okay? Black-eyed peas, to me, I'm like, that's a Fergie group, okay? And that's what I know about black-eyed peas. In the Northeast, we eat pork and sauerkraut, and if you're Italian, like, Dina's face. And if you're Italian, you gotta throw in a couple meatballs, because you just do, so that's what we're eating today. I have no idea what a black-eyed pea is, but I'm going to come to the South and I'm going to try them. I think that's, last time I was down there, I ate fried catfish and I never had that before either. So I love that we are all from different parts of the country and that it's just so interesting to me. I'm like, a black-eyed pea, I'm not lying to you guys. I really don't know what they are. So anyway, Happy New Year. You guys all did a phenomenal job with the month of December. Dina and I were talking earlier, and we were both like, you know, naturally December is a kind of a weird month, but you guys killed it. Like, you weren't letting anything stop you, and I think that we as a group overall, we did better in the month of December, I think, than what we were even expecting. So good job to all of you. I just can't say enough about my excitement. So one of the things that I've gotten a lot this week, and I know that several of you wanted to know, is we're going to talk a little bit about the tracker tonight. I want to make sure that everybody understands the tracker. So first things first, when we're done the Zoom, somebody is going to share the tracker sheet again in the 90-day run chat. Okay, so that's going to be at the top again, because we keep, you know, as people comment, it keeps getting pushed back up. I really want to make sure that everybody has that tracker. Save it, email it to yourself, and print it. You need 3 copies of the tracker, 1 for each 30 days. So on the tracker, there's 5 action steps that we want all of you to focus on for the next 90 days. So at the end of the day, you guys, I know that we've gotten some feedback where, you know, most of you are just pumped and you're just super, super excited. But there are some people that are like, what's this mean? What do we have to do? So I want to run through and make sure everybody understands, again, the action steps that are actually on the tracker. And the cool thing is that when you hear these action steps, you're going to say to yourself, okay, that's nothing new. And the beautiful thing here is that you're right. It's not anything new. It's just doing a little bit more of it, and it's doing it consistently, and it's meeting all together every Monday night, even though The Bachelor is on. It's meeting together and kind of talking. So one of the things that I can tell you is really key with the 90-day run is simply the consistency of follow through with the actions and the activities. So let's take a look at the tracker. Has everybody printed out their tracker? Okay. I wanted, and if you haven't, again, it's going to be at the top of the chat. So let's run through the activities that are on the tracker that we really want you guys to spend your energy and your efforts doing in the next 90 days. The first one, new conversations, okay? We want you all to be genuine, to be authentic, to create conversations with people, whether it's in person, on the phone, through text, or on Facebook Messenger. Start new conversations with people, and that is going to genuine conversation, not, hey guys, want to know about my product and my business? Like, we don't want you to jump right into that. We want you to start genuine conversations with people, asking them, how are you? How did 2007 treat you? Haven't talked to you in a while. That kind of stuff, which will eventually lead into what you're up to. And what you're up to, a big part of what you're up to is building your Modere business. So new conversations, all right? Does everybody clear on what that means as far as starting new ones? We want you reaching out to people that you're not talking to every day on a day-to-day basis and strike up a conversation with them, okay? The second one is adding new Facebook friends. We want to make sure every single day that you have it up here and that you're making a point to be adding new Facebook friends to your Facebook page, because this way new and different people are going to be getting to be exposed to who you are, what you're doing, what you're about. And that way you're not going to ever run out of new people to introduce what we've got going on to. Okay. So new Facebook friends every single day. The third one is ATM, add tag message. Okay, on the tracker sheet it says adding people to the groups, but you all know what we mean by that. We mean add tag message. Okay, using the M3 community, using Social Retail Live, using Modere Collagen Sciences, adding new people that have shown some interest in the products or in the business, adding them into those groups, tagging them, messaging them. So how many people a day are you going to ATM? The fourth one, can we make sure everyone's muted? I think we have, okay, we're good. Okay, the fourth one is following up with your leads. So this tracker is going to be a really, really good way for you all to kind of keep a running list of who you've been in touch with, who you've sent messages to, who you've added to groups. I'm guilty, guys. I admit it wholeheartedly that I have Post-it notes and lists, and depending on where I am in my house, things that I write things down on, and sometimes it's not always organized and in the same spot. And it's easy, as you all know, as you're going through your day-to-day life, to simply forget that you added somebody to a group that you need to follow up with. And that follow-up right there is really the key. I mean, don't ever, ever, ever wait or expect somebody to come back to you and say to you, I looked through that group, sign me up, I can't wait. Will it happen? It might, but at the end of the day, the responsibility for the follow-up is ours. And we need to make sure that we are the ones doing the follow-up with our leads. Don't ever leave it in the hands of them to get back to you. You want to take the initiative and pay them the courtesy of getting back in touch with them. So following up with leads. And then the last one I know has posed some questions. So this is the best way that Dina and I would like all of you to really understand number 5. It says post daily in chat. What I really want you to do with this, I want this to mean for all of you, staying engaged, okay? It's important that you stay with us through this run. If you leave the chat, guys, let's talk about the chat. I know it's busy. There's 200 of us in that chat. So even if only half of us make one post a day in there, that's 100 messages. Hello, your phone is going to be dinging. But guess what? If you don't like it, turn off the notifications, okay? It doesn't have to make your phone ding all day long. Turn off your notifications and go to the chat and read through the messages when you have time in the day. I think it's important that we keep the chat to, important, relevant information, but it's also important that we engage and that we stay interacting with one another. So, if it's bothering you because it's dinging away, turn off the notifications, but I'm going to encourage you, do not leave that chat group, because if you leave that chat group, that's basically your way of saying, peace out, I'm done with this run. And then you're going to watch people leave you in the dust. And I know that none of you want that to happen. So bear with it. Be glad that there's activity in there. That means that there's excitement and there's people that are motivated and want to help each other. So post daily in chat, that can mean a lot of things, you guys. That can mean commenting in your team pages. That can mean posting in our chat something that happened that was significant. I'm going to say too, post daily in chat, to me, that can mean going live. Okay. I want to let you guys all know something. This weekend, okay, I had a really low key New Year's and New weekend, and my life's not super exciting. But one of the things that I have done a lot of this weekend is study professionals in our industry that have done really, really well building a business through social media. I've done a lot of that this weekend, and there are a handful of people that I've started following and some free online courses, things like that. And I want to let you all know that one thing that all of those people have had in common that they've said that took them to either a 6 or a 7-figure income is live video. I know, I said it, all right? I said it. And again, keeping it real. How many times do you guys see me live on Facebook? If you're not on my team page, you don't, because I do it in my team page where I'm comfortable and where I know I can provide value and content to my team. But that's not what's going to bring me personal business. It's getting out there and going live on our Facebook pages, okay? I need this as much as you all do, and I'm holding myself accountable to it. And I want you all to know that this isn't just, Dina and I are not sitting here asking you to go and do something that she and I aren't willing to do. We're going to do it too. So staying engaged, keeping your face in front of people, letting people see you, letting people know who you are, and letting people learn about you, because no one's going to do business with you if they don't know you, if they don't like you, if they don't trust you, and if they don't know that you have a business. So it's important that we understand that we have to share who we are and what we're about with the world if we want the world to do business with us. And I am preaching it to myself right now, all right? I'm going to go back and watch this Zoom later so that I can tell myself, again, girlfriend, you need to get with it. If you're going to be asking this group of people to do it, you got to do it too. So I am right there with you guys, as nervous as can be. And kudos to all of you who are already going live and supporting each other. So those are the activities. Nothing new, nothing that you haven't heard before, okay? But where we're going to kick it up with the run is the consistency factor. So last week on our run Zoom, we talked about a number, okay? And I know that Dina shared her number with all of you. I want to help you all come up with your number. And what I mean by that is, depending on what you want to do, what you want to achieve from where you closed out December to where you want to close out January, that's going to determine how much activity you actually have to do, okay? How many new conversations are you going to start? How many new Facebook friends are you going to have? How many people are you going to ATM? How many leads are you going to follow up with? We all up here and on here need to have our number, okay? And Dina told you her number was 2 last week, and I'm gonna run right alongside of Dina. My number is 2 a day. I hate that saying, I hate that phrase, okay? But I am going to hold myself accountable to starting 2 new conversations, adding 2 new Facebook friends, ATMing 2 new people, and then following up with our leads and posting daily. So depending on how steep your goals are, and I also want you all to think about what is realistic in your life, okay? If you work a full-time job and you have 18 kids, maybe 1 person a day is what's realistic for you. If this is something that you want to take full-time and you really want to kick it up, maybe your number should be 5. That's up to you. But whatever it might be, you all have to pick your number, and you have to decide how many of those new conversations, new Facebook friends, new ATMing that you're going to do each day. And that's what we mean when we say we want you to keep it on that tracking sheet every single day, because these things aren't hard to do. But I want you to think about yourself, and I want you to be real right now with yourself. How many of us don't do whatever the number is up here consistently? And we also know that when we do it, which is usually like the last week of the month, who are we kidding? How come everybody perks up and everybody kicks it into high gear the last week of the month? Come on, you guys are all, every one of you is smiling right now because you know that we're all like, guilty. We all are. But if we can do it a little bit consistently each day, what is our business going to look like in 30 days? So that's why for those of you who are a little afraid of us and afraid of the run, I want you to just think about the simplicity of what these actions actually are. If you really think about it, let's just say your number is also 2. 2 new conversations, 2 new Facebook friends, 2 ATMs, following up with a couple leads, and posting daily in a chat. You guys, if you do that every single day, what will that take you? 20 minutes? Realistically, if you really think about it, just being that minimal, what I just said, that's probably 20 minutes. Okay. I know all y'alls are on Facebook, all types of all over it in that chat. Okay. Post one less post in our chat and go start a conversation with somebody that's not in that chat. I know you're on Facebook, you're doing it. We see you, we're watching you. So I just want you to think about the simplicity of what we're actually talking about, but realizing that the key to what we're talking about is the consistency of it. I'm not asking you to do 10 million of them a day and then go take the rest of the week off. It's an apple a day. It's not 7 apples in one day. So think about that. But I really hope that this has helped you understand what the specific action steps are on the tracker. But also, I hope it helps you think about what is realistic for you to be able to do in a day-to-day, in a daily basis, but also what's realistic, but what's attainable and what's going to help you get where you want to go. So that's what I wanted to share about kind of reviewing the 5 different actions on the tracker. And then I wanted to just share with all of you that stick it out, do this, commit to this, and make this one of your real priorities. And I believe wholeheartedly that we are going to see a huge difference in our business in just 30 days. Starting today is when we're going to start looking and picking out our first MVPs for the week. So, you know, those MVP spots are going to go to those people that kick it up and that show us what they're made of and really do the thing. Okay. That's what we're looking for in order to pick those MVP spots. So Dina, it's all you, sister. Thanks everybody for listening. I hope you understand it a little bit better.
Yeah. Did that help you guys? You know, here we go with the tracker. And don't be afraid to write a 0. I mean, if you tried and you just could not get anyone ATM that day, do a 0 with a line through it. I mean, that's what I do. You're at least tracking yourself that you didn't do one today, but it wasn't from lack of trying. So don't be afraid to keep up with those. You don't have to hit bat, 1,000 every time on every day, but just keep up with what you're doing and know what you're doing. So, okay, so guys, I know that there's quite a few of you who've never done a 90-day run before. And so I was trying to look and figure out, and so this was based off memory, but guys, in November, at the end of the 90-day run that we were doing, actually it was towards the end of the 90-day run, we had 28 rank ups. And some of those were double rank ups, and we had several senior team leaders, D1s, 2s, and 3s. So not to mention the customer, the pod point side. So I'm here to tell you. So does that kind of resonate with you guys? Does that kind of be like, wow? I mean, 28 people ranked up in November doing this 90-day run. So I want to just make sure you understand this does work, and you just got to stay committed, and you're going to have to dig deep. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it too. So I've asked 3 people that really got in there and ranked up and, quite frankly, surprised themselves. They knew that they were working for it, but they have some really good, wise words to share with you guys. So listen to them, and maybe that you're going to hear something that's going to motivate you as to why we're doing this, and how to do this, and why it's so important to finish. So I'm going to go to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Missy Carey first, right out of the gate, because she absolutely slaughtered D3. And so go ahead, Missy. Tell them why are 90-day runs important to you?
Hey guys. So like Nina said, Gulf Shores, Alabama, and it is freezing here. I'm sure it's freezing where everybody is, but I'm not used to this anymore. I want to tell you real quick a little bit about myself so that you know kind of who's talking to you. This is my 3rd direct sales company. I've got a combined total of 12 years experience in this business. And I tell you that to say that 90-day runs have been a regular part of my life for a long time. However, I'll be very transparent and tell you, this one that I completed in November was the first one I ever completed. So why do I think it was different? I think Justin Prince is brilliant in the system that he put together for this 90-day run. In the past, every run I've ever done, whoever put it together has told me, this is how many of these you do, this is how many of these you do, and this is how many of these you do. And let's face it, we all have different lives, and we all have different strengths and different weaknesses. The amount of time that I have to put into my business may be very different than the amount of time that you have to put into your business. I may have less time, I may have more time. So I think it's brilliant that he put this together and said, you choose your number. That for me was so, not only was it freeing, but it also gave me an opportunity to really look at myself and go, how much time am I willing to dedicate, and what does that translate to in numbers? So all that said, we did complete that 90-day run in November, and I did blow past Director 3. We had about a 72% increase, our team in numbers between October and November. So it was tremendous. It was very exciting, and I completely attribute it to that 90-day run. We had a lot of people on our team that were on that run with us. A lot of those people are going to go on this run again, so I can't even imagine what is going to happen over the next 90 days. So I encourage you to, first and foremost, really take a look at yourself and at your business and at your time and decide what your number is. Your number may be 1, your number may be 6, but whatever your number is, commit to it. The key to this is consistency. That's what it develops, is consistency. And for me, that was missing for a long time. Like Lisa said, 2 a day. I hate that as well. I hate it as well. But we do all know that consistency is key in anything you do, but particularly in in our industry and when you are self-employed. So I just encourage you to stick with it. Like Dina said, if you have to put down a zero sometimes, put down a zero. It's not the end of the world. But pick that pen back up tomorrow and make that number whatever your number is. So that's all I've got. I just really encourage you to stick with it, know your number, do your number every day, and let's see what happens in 90 days. It's going to be amazing. Love you all.
Thank you, Missy Carey. And I saw the changes in her and what she was applying and how this was kind of shifting her. But I mean, it took you, if you guys notice that the work was put in September and October, and then November's when it busted. So do you guys get that it was a build up to that? And so the little daily things you're going to be doing are going to be building up for you for March. And so what you do now is going to reflect how you wind this thing down. Okay, so I'm going to go out to Cordova, Tennessee, to Princess D of Tennessee is how most of you know her. And Deanna Sanders is a D2 P1, and she also ranked up in that 90-day run. And she can tell you that consistency is a must and a game changer. Deanna, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, y'all. I believe completely in these 90-day runs. And this last 90-day run that I did, like Dina said, I ranked up twice, ranked up to Platinum 1 and D2, and it was because of the run. And I, like Missy, had thought, I've done it in the past, but I really, my belief really kicked in on this one. And what I did, I tend to overthink things anyway. So when I was looking at the tracker, I was like overthinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to, and instead of just being honest with myself and saying, okay, what do I want from this business? What is my goal? And so I wrote down, and kind of went back to my whys, why I'm doing this and everything. And I just decided, you know what, if I'm going to get there, I have to amp it up. Okay. And so I really pushed myself to be uncomfortable. And when I was making my goals, I pushed myself beyond what I really thought I could do. And did I do it every day? No. But did I do the activity every day? Yes. And I even, I posted notes throughout my house so that I would, it's like, have you done this today? Have you done, I had stickers, all around the house about it, because at the end of the day, I knew I had to go in there and write down what I had done. So I really, the thing that really helped me was pushing myself. If I thought I could easily do 2, then I did 3. And so for this 90-day run, I have amped it up even more because I have bigger goals. I have big dreams, and I'm not waiting for it to happen. It's going to happen now. So I just, I quit overthinking all the stuff, and I just wrote down on paper, what do I want from it? Where do I want to be a year from now? And so this is my first 90 days to get me there. I set even more goals than the tracker spelled out. I set my goals for how many lives I was going to do and all that. And that's just me. Not that everybody has to do that, but I'm telling you, I got big goals, and I'm not satisfied with just a little bit. I got to do a whole lot. I don't want just a little piece of pie. I want a great big hunk of pie. So anyway, and the thing about it is, by doing this and really being honest, even the days when I had to put a 0 because I didn't, do something that I was supposed to do, at the end of the week, I could look back at my whole week and go, oh, I worked my business. Because here's the thing, how many of us think about what we're going to do, and us thinking about it we're thinking that we're doing something, whereas you're really not. If you're thinking about it, you ain't necessarily doing it. You've got to do it. And so I got committed, and I got in this. And I did it every single day. And at the end of the week, I could look back and go, oh, I am a badass. Look at what I did. It really amped up my belief in myself. And that was a lot of growth for me personally. So, and it just fired me up. It got me fired up. And there were several weeks when I was like, well, if I can do 4, I can do 5 this week. And so I kind of, at the end of each month, I may have changed some stuff around to really get there. So anyway, I don't know. My belief in myself really improved by doing this and being committed and actually working my business every single day and being consistent. And it'll get you there. And, I can say that in the beginning of that last 90-day run, I really poured in. And in November, my personal business grew 42%. So that was the result of what I had done, the months before. So anyway, I'm just telling you, do the thing. Don't stop. Don't quit. Even on the days when you don't feel good and you're whiny or whatever, do something, because it's going to grow your business. Just commit and don't stop. My motto for the new year is New Year, No Fear. And I'm doing this. I'm all in, and y'all do that too. And you'll be amazed. You will. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. And she is, guys. I mean, she's well on her way. So thank you so much for sharing that. And so lastly, I'm going to go out, if I can find her here, Paige Bingham, who she and I think you guys all know by now. Hello. We even went as far as to put something permanently on our body to represent 2018 in the direction this 90-day run's kicking off. So we're pretty serious about it, in case you can't tell. So Paige, take it away. Tell these people the importance of a 90-day run.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to do that. And, I just want to start off by saying that my speech might come across a little harsh, but the three of us absolutely have one thing in common, and that's that consistency word. Because when I thought about the one thing I wanted to talk about and really share, it's consistency. And so I think that's going to be like a huge word. But, I just want to be bluntly honest, because, when she asked me to come on here, I thought, what would I want somebody to tell me? If this was my first 90-day run, if this was my second, my third, I don't know, just what would I want somebody to say to me? And I'm going to tell you those things that I would hope somebody would say to me. And I don't want some things to come across harshly, but I think we're all in this 90-day run for a reason. We're all in here to move the needle on our business, and we're all in this 90-day run because we don't want to be average. And so if you don't want to be average, you got to do above average. And so, I want to start by saying we did all talk about consistency, and I'm going to do that exact same thing. But also, y'all, I don't think there has ever been a better setup than the one we're about to have to go on this 90-day run. We're about to have 3 new products. We are about to have, I hope nobody chokes me for this, but we're potentially going to have makeup in February. We have the weight loss promo extended, not to mention that weight loss is hot, y'all, for months to come still. I mean, so like what we have on our plate is, it's insane. We have everything. We did not have all this the last 90-day run. So we've got a lot more to work with than we even had on our last 90-day run. And look at the success that came out of that. So if you really, really want to move the needle on your business, y'all, you must, no ifs, ands, or buts, utilize every aspect of this run. Y'all, you have to throw excuses out the window. Excuses are something that they're easy to come up with, y'all. I'm just as guilty, so I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. Sometimes I have to fight myself to get on a call. That maybe, something's going on and I don't want to be on it at the time. But y'all, if you're serious about your business, then you have to be serious about the decisions that you make, doing the actions that are going to take you there. You have to be consistent, y'all. You have got to be consistent. I don't care if the one thing that you choose, it's got to be consistency. I don't care if you posted for 2 days in a row and nobody said anything. You've got to do it the 3rd. You've got to do it the 4th. You've got to do it the 5th, because people are watching, y'all. They're watching. If you opened up a Subway franchise, you wouldn't be open 2 days a week. Well, you're running a business, and you have to have that business open every single day of the week. You can't do it when you feel like it. You've got to get in. You've got to give it everything. You have to be stretched. You have to stretch beyond you're comfortable. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. And I know you've heard that before, but y'all, it's the truth. I have seen myself grow in the last 3 years in this industry more than I've ever grown in the last, how old am I? 43 years of my entire life. And I'm dead serious about that. It's just amazing what happens when you come out of your comfort zone and when you stretch yourself, because I promise you, if you're living within this circle right here, you're not going to get where you want to be. You're not. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you have to stay plugged in, y'all. I can't even begin to say how important it is to stay plugged in. And I'm like Lisa, you do not leave this 90-day thread no matter what. If you are sick of the dings, mute your phone, turn off your notifications, and check in. But don't leave, because the second you leave, your mind leaves and your drive leaves and everything goes with it. So you cannot leave this 90-day run group. You have to be on calls, y'all. No, I know that some people work. I get that. But there's a replay for everything that this company does. And you have absolutely got to make sure that you listen to it when you drive to work, when you are cooking dinner. Y'all, there's just really no excuses. I mean, there's just really not. And I'm just being honest with you. There's days that I don't want to get on a call. There's days I don't want to be on a Zoom, but you know what? I do it anyway. Unless there's something life-threatening with my family, you better believe I'm going to be on there. And every single time I'm on there, I'm so glad I made the choice to do it. Because you learn, we lift each other up, we support each other, we get energy from each other. And the second you pull yourself, it is hard to gain it back. Stay plugged in. You've got to stay plugged in. You have to work your business, even on days you don't feel like it. We talked about that. And throw the excuses out the window. Look, my dog got sick. Well, I'm sorry your dog is sick, but you're on a 90-day run to change your life, y'all. You can pick a million reasons why you can't be on a Zoom or why you can't, ATM 2 people or whatever it is, whatever your number is. You can find a million reasons why you can't do it. Find 1,000,001 why you can. Because you're not in this for average. You're not in this to be average. You're in this to change your life. And so you have to go above. We got people doing average, y'all. I don't want to be average. And I'll tell you this. Let me tell you what can happen. This last 90-day run that we did with Justin Prince was, you've heard the other girls say, I mean, it's nothing short of amazing. And at the beginning of that, I was hanging on to D2. I mean, we all know D2 is $25,000, $25,000 in volume a month. And I was making that for several months, but I was struggling to get past that 25,000, mark. I mean, I was just getting back there every month, but I wasn't growing that much. When I started that run with JP, I went into that run totally focused, totally determined that there was not going to be any other options. No ifs, ands, or buts. I was doing this run. And I didn't let anything take my focus away. Every day I was focused on my business. Every day I did the activity. I stayed plugged in. I worked tired, y'all. I know that a lot of people work full time and you're tired, and I know that. I get that. But I promise you, you're going to work tired for the rest of your life if you don't work tired a little bit to get where you want to be. So which would you rather do? And I helped my team reach their goals. And I heard Missy, we were on, I don't even know, were we all on our own private Zoom? Whatever, I don't know. But we were talking about this stuff earlier. You have to help your team too, guys. You have to pay attention to other people around you. And it's just a matter of helping other people to get where they want to be. And I ended November a D3 platinum D3, I guess is the right way to say it. And y'all, I didn't see it coming. It just, when you do the activity, I promise you, everything else kind of falls into place and everything else will happen. So do the activity. Don't get focused on the outcome every day, because if you focus on the outcome every day, it takes your focus off the activity. So just do the dang thing. Don't worry about who's responding and who's talking to you and who's messaging you, because like Dina said, you start a 90-day run, but the magic happens as you go along. This magic that happened for all of us in November, y'all, it didn't happen just in November. It happened for what we did in the months prior leading up to November. So and that's consistency. Y'all, back to that word of consistency. So head down, stay focused, do the activity, and for all means, y'all, stay with it. Do not come out of this run. I promise you, you will be so upset with yourself if you do not complete this run. And I promise you, if you complete this run, you will be places that you never thought you could be in your business. So hang in there. do the dang thing, like Deanna said. Y'all, we want to be in different places, and we didn't start this business for any other reason than to change our lives. And so we have an opportunity here. We have a lot coming our way within the next month or so. Just stay with it. Just promise me you'll stay with it. So that's all I've got. I got to go cheer for my Roll Tide.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Paige. So I guess you guys see a little bit, just a little short glimpse of the fire and how, we're just building that flame hotter and hotter and hotter. That's really all we're doing. And so statistically, 60% of you are going to quit this 90-day run before it finishes. So only 40% maybe will finish. So I want you to think about, are you the 60% or are you going to be the 40? Because that's just how it's going to be. And it's going to be sad if you're that 60, because we're really sitting on something big. So just a few things, you run hard these 3 months and you're going to earn lots of points, either towards an experience or get you to Cancun. So I want you to, have that fire under you as well. And setting your goals. I hope everybody kind of set their goals and said, this is where I want to be in January, and this is where I want to be by the end of March. And we have to throw in some personal development. So I'm going to ask you on your tracker to maybe add one more category, and that is personal development. And because personal development is sharpening your axe. And so I don't know how many people on this call were in our previous company, but I'm going to just tell you real briefly why it is so important that you do that, because you have to have a coat of armor, and your armor is your personal development. So as you are developing alongside doing these activities, it's going to make you a better version of you. And that's, at the end of the day, that's our real goal, is for you to be a better version of you. So when I first started I had done personal development. I just didn't know it was called personal development. But when we were in our previous companies, when I really learned and started applying and knew how important it was, and I can remember I was in the tub and I was reading The Slight Edge. You guys, most of you know what that is. And I came across this passage that said, they asked Abraham Lincoln, if we gave you 6 hours to chop down a tree, how would you go about it? And so it kind of asks you, what would you think? What would you do? And so for me, I just kind of looked up and I just thought, well, I guess I would just whack at it till I got tired, and then I'd whack at it some more, and I'd whack at it and I'd whack at it, and I'd rest in between. Well, Abraham Lincoln said, I'd spend the first 4 hours sharpening my blade so that I wouldn't have to hit it but just a few times. Changed my life. That changed my life. So you have to sharpen your axe. There's audibles, there's podcasts, there's books on CD. There's so many ways that you can just listen to 10 minutes a day in the nooks and crannies of your day. So I wanted to give you guys just a handful of different things that are great to get started if you've never done this. One of them we're finishing up reading now. It's called Dare to Dream, Work to Win. And it is a fantastic book. If you've never done personal development before, it is definitely a first-timer where to get started. It was the first personal development book I read back when I was in Premier Designs. Yes, girls, I blinged it up back in the day. And so that was my first book. And it really, 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 man, it's gonna just slap you around and force you out of that comfort zone a little bit. So Dare to Dream, Work to Win by Tom Barrett. There's also another really good one called the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And then I think it's by Darren Hardy. And then there's GoPro by Eric Rory. And so I love to listen to GoPro. And, if you can go to the library, there's just so many things you can get your hands on. So I'm just simply going to ask that on your tracker, if you really, really want to get serious about this, is add 10 minutes a day of some sort of reading or listening to personal development alongside doing these things, and just watch what happens, and watch the people around you begin to notice the changes in you as well. So guys, it's about to get real. I hope that you all go in and plug in your numbers for today and track what you did today based on the activities at the bottom. And I think that's about One other thing before we jump off of here, in Facebook, they have really, really cracked down on a lot of what we're doing. Basically, they're tired of us advertising for free. And so they're making it very difficult. So if you share someone's post, you just wasted a flick of a button, because it absolutely is going to do nothing. They're not going to let other people see it. You have to copy it, and you're going to have to make it yours by changing up the verbiage or something like that in order for it to even be seen by the people that you're friends with on Facebook. And then you guys know you need to be commenting and liking a lot of people's posts that you're friends with, so that your stuff starts showing up on their page. Does that make sense? Everybody understand? You can't just, like, if you see a post that I made and you share it and it still says my name with my stuff and it just said so-and-so shared your post, you just did nothing. You just did absolutely nothing. So you want to copy the pictures and you want to change up the verbiage and make it your own, if you even stand a chance of somebody seeing what you just posted. So you've got to get that nailed down, and don't be sharing someone else's post, because you didn't do anything. So does everybody understand that? Everybody understands? And so we're growing that Facebook audience. We're extending your social media audience by adding 2 friends a day. And so you guys, you are about to branch off into things and into ways that you never saw. You're going to learn things about yourself you never knew, and you're going to be proud of yourself. This I promise. So get serious about it. Just commit to it. I think that would be the consistency. I can tell you my word for 2018 is discipline, because there's so many areas in my life that I need discipline, and that's going to be what I work hard at in all aspects of my life, is discipline. So with that being said, I'm going to turn off the recording, and you guys are welcome to ask any questions. Hold on one second.